Why would anybody pay $35 to $40 for a laying queen? I just made 25 laying queens in my first month of breeding honeybees, and the red mark means the colony failed to produce a laying queen, and this one here I screwed up, got the wrong one. But anyway, and the green mark means the laying queen started out pretty bad. And then these right here, I've redone the mating nuke with a frame of eggs and brood. And I've got to go back through and confirm there's queen cells before I put a red mark. But I'm at about 48%. Not quite 50, but it hasn't cost me any money to do this. And I'm getting pretty lucky now. Hopefully that continues. So it's so easy to make your own queen. And the day or two before the queen starts laying, she'll start twitching. Her abdomen will start twitching. And that's a sign that she's getting ready to start laying. I go through about day 10 or 11, and if a virgin queen's the same size as she was when she came out of the queen cell, she hasn't grown any, and she's not twitching, I kill her. I don't wait until day 14. And as soon as I confirm I have a laying queen, I put syrup on them. And you got to make sure that go through and check them once a week, or make sure that they have open cells for the queen to lay on. Sometimes they fill all the cells full of syrup, and they'll kill the queen, thinking that she's not doing her job. I don't know if it's a stupid trait from Russian honeybees or whatever, but I had a few do that last year. They killed the queen before I realized I needed some open cells. I don't have any more frames with open cells. Everything's new foundation. So sometimes it's better not to give them any syrup, but I give them syrup to start and I monitor them. And if they look like they're full and they don't have any more cells, I stop giving them syrup. This one here, yesterday I started putting syrup on all the laying queens, the new laying queens. And I happened to see, before I added an extra deep, these extra deeps are new foundation. You can go ahead and give a colony new foundation. You ain't got to worry about wax moths. I go ahead and do that so I don't have to worry about doing it later or forgetting to do it later. And you just got to go through and check them once a week, every 2 weeks, see how they're doing. As long as you have extra frames, they should be set for the summer. But anyway, I noticed a bunch of bees on the front of this hive, and this was a single deep at the time. And sure enough, they were getting ready to leave. And the reason why they were getting ready to leave is they didn't really have enough honey, and it was before I had started giving them syrup. And this happens to be a small colony, but they have a good laying queen. So they're up in the syrup, and hopefully that'll keep them fed. You got to make sure they have honey or syrup in order for them to grow. And the colonies that failed to produce a virgin queen, I go through my last year's colonies and the 2018 colonies, and I take a frame of the smallest frame of brood and eggs, and I stick it in that mating nuke to get it started again. I'll probably give them 3 tries, and if they don't do it 3 tries, I'm going to absorb that colony into another colony. This is Dutch white clover. Gives them plenty of nectar. And I did take 25 bees the other day to a different location for them to make honey. There's too many bees in my area right now. 2 commercial beekeepers plus myself. So all the colonies with 2 deeps and a medium and a screen shim are colonies. Now they're out of syrup. Need to give them syrup. These are colonies that have a new laying queen. $25 in the last week or so. So that's $1,000 worth of queens I just made. It didn't cost me anything. So if you're spending money, $35 to $40 for a queen, why not do your own breeding if you have other bees in the area, or if you have enough of your own bees. Breed your own queens. They're better quality. When I tried foliage Russian bees, they were a complete waste of money. Half of them died during shipping, and I didn't get a refund on them, and the other half weren't mite resistant, and half of those died the first winter. I was lucky enough to get some hybrids off of them, and I had some virgin queens at the time, and I was able to continue beekeeping, breeding my own queens, and I've expanded so much over the last couple of years. I will never ever buy queens or honeybees from anybody else ever again, because the ones I breed and the nucs I make are so much better quality. And I recommend everybody do that and put the queen dealers out of business, put the bee industry out of business, because when you buy a package, you buy a mating nuc, they've probably been doing pollinating service, and they're not the best quality bees. I don't do pollinating service. I keep my bees away from farmers' fields. Farmers' fields are full of chemicals. It's not good for honeybees. And our government doesn't give a crap, and they're killing their honeybees, and they're also killing us with the chemicals the farmers are spraying, because the corporations run our government, and us little people have no say as to what our government does. So that's all I can say. All right, thank you.